I love fried chicken, and who doesn't? But I like it tasty and crispy. So I decided to do it up two ways. The first way in an air fryer, the second way in a deep fryer, and see which way came out best and if it maintains its crispiness. So let me walk you through this and let's get started. Okay, first, as we all know, the flavor or tastiness of the chicken comes from the coating. So let's begin with that. So first off, a cup of flour. This is just all-purpose flour. And then to make things super extra crispy, which of course we're trying to achieve, is a cup of cornstarch. And our seasoning, half a tablespoon of garlic powder, another half tablespoon of onion powder. I just love this stuff. Half a tablespoon of paprika. Now I use the smoked, but you can just use the regular if you want. Smoked adds such a nice flavor to it. About half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Now this really depends on how hot you want it. I like mine kind of medium. Half a tablespoon of salt. Actually, these measurements are pretty easy to remember. And another half tablespoon of that wonderful ground black pepper. Just give this a whisk up. And you can always adjust the seasoning according to your liking. You know, if you like more garlic, simply add more. You kind of get the drill. It's entirely up to you. Now we've got our flour station all set up. Let's move on to our eggs. So I've got 2 eggs here. I'm going to add in a splash of milk, which is about, I don't know, half a tablespoon. And give this a mix up. Okay, let's grab up our chicken and we'll work on that. And you know, this is a fantastic Friday night recipe. Kids come home, everybody's done for the week, have that TGIF party, that movie night. Fantastic for that. Okay, Mr. Chicken, it is dredge time. So I'll grab up a drumstick here and into the flour. Make sure he's well coated. Give him a shake off. Into the egg bath. This is going to be absolutely delicious, I'll bet you. And once again, back into the flour. Just a nice double coating here. And this makes it nice and crispy. And if it gets a bit messy, don't sweat it. It's all part of the game, like the Squid Game. And onto a wire rack. And the biggest part of this recipe is keeping your hands clean. Okay, my friends, it's time for the battle of the fryers. So I'm going to begin by placing some of the chicken into the basket of my air fryer and kind of strategically place these around. So we're just going to go ahead and slip these into the air fryer. And we're going to set this at 375 for 30 minutes. Now the oil is hot. I'm going to add them into the basket. I love chicken. And we'll just submerge the chicken into the deep fryer. And I usually deep fry this at 350 degrees, 180 Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes, just to the point where it's beautifully golden brown. Okay, we are 15 minutes on the fryer. And just look at this, guys. I don't know if you can see this or not. Oh my goodness, this looks good. And oh my goodness, guys, you can't hear it, but is this ever crispy? Just wonderful. Now the ultimate question is, with both of them, will they stay crispy? So I'm just going to go ahead here and set this aside on my wire rack. There's only one thing I have to say here, guys, is KFC, eat your heart out. Now I should mention too, guys, that a couple of tricks to the deep frying process is give your basket a shake every now and then. It stops the chicken from sticking to the bottom. And when you take it out, to maintain that crispiness, make sure you put it on a wire rack. And if you look down, you can just see the oil dripping down here. And so again, that's stopping it from getting up into the braiding or coating of the chicken. Okay, my friends, the air fryer moment of truth. Actually, this looks pretty good. You can see there is a bit of flour on the top. That's typical of air fryers, but it does look good, and it is pretty crispy. This is going to be a tough choice. And we'll go ahead and place these guys on our wire rack. Okay guys, my final analysis here in terms of the air fryer versus the deep fryer. To tell you the truth, I'm really hard pressed here. It's so difficult. I'm sure they both taste good. Well, I've had little scraps from the bottom of the deep fryer and the air fryer. They're both delicious. We'll tell in the taste test, but you know, I would say it's got to be, I would say 93% for the air fryer and 97% for the deep fryer. It just got that fresh, crisp color that you'd get in a fast food place. I mean, I've had these out for about 5 minutes now, 6 minutes. They're maintaining their crispiness. I'll just be quiet and you can hear that. I mean, they look absolutely spectacular, but the air fryer ones look great too. I mean, in terms of healthiness, I would have to say that the air fryer is a little better. There's no oil used, so really, bottom line, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So you can choose, but they both look gorgeous, and I would give both of them an A+. Okay, now it's time for that wonderful taste test. So I'm going to start with the deep fried, and this is still really crispy. You can hear it, guys. And let's just dig into this and see what we've got here. Just look at this. This is incredible. It's so crispy, and it's been about 10 minutes. And that coating is just absolutely incredible. That seasoning, the chicken is done to perfection. It's juicy. I just love it. And don't forget, this is the deep fried. Now we're going to try the air fried. But it's so good. And now for the air fried. Okay, let's see what we've got here. I mean, it's lost a little bit of its crispiness. It's sat for about 10 minutes. Not quite as crispy as the deep fried, but still good. Okay. You know, of course, the same flavors in the coating as the deep fried. Just lost a little bit of that crispiness, but still equally as good, still juicy, still absolutely wonderful. You got to make this. Either way, I'd be inclined to make the deep fried. The air fried, again, is a little healthier, but it is so good. A must try. And as always, you can get this recipe at cookandshare.com. All kinds of wonderful stuff over there. Sign up for our newsletter. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We're reaching that 1 million mark. So excited to get there, and we're going to have a big party together. I should say. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, and see you next time.